From the studios of TLC Talk Radio, it's DT on our minds. I'm your girl, Tasha.
And I'm that fat girl, Dana.
We have an incredible show lined up for you as always. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course, Instagram. Catch us every day, all day, at tlctalkradio.com. I heard that was an incredible station and that the team is just, so dope.
So dope.
Good evening, friend. How are you?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah. You said you were not resting. You were
not at all. Not at all.
Well, you had some runs to make.
I had some hospital situation. Everybody's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
That's exactly how she gave it to me because I'm standing at the door like, what do you mean, hospital?
But, sometimes you got to go to the emergency room to get some fluids and not be dehydrated.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're throwing up water. Just saying, not me. It was my daughter. But anyway.
I'm glad she's okay.
Yeah, she's fine. And so is the baby.
Yay! Auntie Tasha has been waiting on that announcement to come out because I'm excited. All the new little babies coming.
Yeah, she's coming in April. Her name is going to be Elizabeth.
That's so pretty.
I'm trying to convince them the middle name should be Rain because I think it sounded cool.
Okay, I like it. I mean, I have no say in the matter.
Right. Nevada liked it. Eric kind of was like, I don't know if I like it or not. And I was like, oh, you like it.
Oh, okay.
Like it.
Sounds like you're threatening him into liking it.
No, I'm not threatening.
No, Eric's great. We like him. Hey, Eric. Hey, Nefera. Lots on our mind today. When we chatted via text, Dana and I chat via text a couple times a week.
At least.
Right. A lot. I'm a texter. I'm not a phoner.
I used to be more of a phoner. I like to actually feel the energy of the person and have the actual emotion behind the words. Because sometimes people text and you're like, what?
Right. You're right.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by that?
A lot of misconstruing. We'll talk about how I got told off via text in a different show because it's hilarious. I'll tell you about it. But like shout out to dude. All right, then, whatever. God bless you and your ministry, sir. But I don't like to be on the phone unless I'm driving. Now I'll talk to you for hours if I'm driving.
Yeah.
But in the house, I don't want to talk to you. I love you. I'll call you and say you want to come over. But like just sitting holding the phone does not interest me much.
Oh, see, well, because I talk to Bala all the time because he lives in California.
Well, you all are in a long distance relationship.
Right.
That's different.
But we always usually talk on speaker.
Okay.
So I don't have to hold the phone. I just walk around and do whatever I was doing.
Yeah. Understood.
He does the same thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm just like, I used to when I was, 15, 20, 25, didn't have a whole lot going on. But I think right around the time I got married, I was like,
I don't really want to talk to you people.
Hell, I'm busy. I got stuff to do for me, stuff to do for us, stuff he forgot to do for him.
That's why he's an ex.
Oh, I think that's a male trait. No, it's not gender specific, but this just things I would like to have seen done, and I'd be like, do you need my help with that? That's because he would jump in for me too.
So it's kind of a communication problem.
Maybe. I think it was just busy. Life gets in the way. Sometimes you just forget.
Okay.
Yeah. We communicated well. It was the communicating, not the communicating, but what was said or unsaid. That was, it's a lot. That's a whole nother.
Okay.
We were doing
we'll go
positive
somewhere else.
stuff.
We'll go somewhere. We were. I thought we were going to talk about my depression.
I mean, positive.
That
and
is positive.
Because you're overcoming is positive.
Oh, okay. We'll throw that spin. That's fine.
Hilarious. And I'll just let you start and shut the hell up.
All right. I have suffered from depression for a very long time.
Okay.
And I'm a highly functioning depressed person.
Okay. Because until you said that, I'd have never guessed it.
I know. No one like really, I mean, some people know, but like general public, no idea.
Right.
That I'm a very depressed person.
Okay.
I know it seems really...
Yeah, I'm over here like, for real?
Yeah. And I have some really low times, and with the death of my friend, and then,
Sure.
finding out I'm going to be a grandma, and having a couple minor health issues, and, and finding out I'm not going to have a job in May.
It's a lot on you at once.
Yeah, it kind of just hit me harder than normal. So what I would do is I would get up and go to work and do my work thing like normal. That's where the highly functioning part comes in.
Sure.
Because I'm still paying my bills, and I'm still, going to work, and I'm not chucking my responsibilities and just staying in bed. But as soon as I get off work, I would get in bed.
Yeah.
And just not do anything.
Okay.
Which is annoying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just
Still?
Yeah, it was just sometimes. I would imagine it's taxing all the stuff you said, even if you weren't a person who experienced depression, would be depressing.
Right.
and you think about, we turned 21 today, so we've been doing this for 21 weeks, not necessarily consecutively, but don't worry about that.
Exactly.
So in 21 weeks, all of these things have happened. That's an incredibly short time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that you're functioning, kudos to you.
Yeah.
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 Lots. How do you normally cope? How do you come out of those spaces?
Well, the first thing I need to tell people is that everything is always evolving and changing.
Okay.
You are never stuck in this place forever.
Sure.
And that is one reason that I've not been suicidal since I was very young.
Wow.
Because I know it's going to change.
Sure.
And it's just this moment right now that I can't handle. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to, just basically bunker down and just be in it.
Sure.
And, yeah.
Got it.
And I don't even remember how I started actually coming out of this one.
Which means your coping skills have become kind of second nature, maybe. Yeah.
But it's always starts with I have a conversation. So I had a conversation with Bala. Bala also has depression issues.
Okay.
And his depression takes him in like a totally different direction.
Okay.
His takes him into making himself so busy that he doesn't contact people around him. Mm-hmm. And I notice that, sometimes, and I'm like, okay, you all right? He's like, yeah, I think I'm okay. I'm like,
right.
And then with me, I just kind of shut off. And he was like, yeah, I kind of felt you shift into that. And he's like, I knew it was happening, but I was waiting for you to say something. I'm like, why?
He wanted to give you your space, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we've known each other forever, so it's kind of, he knows what I need when I need it. Sure. And when I ask for things, he's there for it, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's why you all are a couple. Look at that. Look at that. Sharing and caring and stuff.
Yeah, we're good.
Good. What advice then would you have for someone else? I think you said it at the top.
Yeah. Just know that it's not going to be forever. Like, this moment will pass.
Sure.
It always does. And your life, actually, okay, let me back this up. So, a long time ago, Bala told me that life is struggle. And when you're not in struggle, that is, happiness.
All right.
Does that make sense?
No, but I'm tired.
He didn't really say it that way.
Are you misquoting the man?
More than likely. This was a long time ago, but I always remember the life is struggle part.
Okay. We'll get clarity and come back next week.
Yeah. But the life is struggle, because it is struggle. Life is struggle. You have to provide for yourself. You have to eat. You have to be sheltered. You have to, function in today's society without, bell tower killing people.
All All right, that was different. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Getting up on the bell tower and just
yeah, that's wow.
That's what I was talking about. I have lots of weird thoughts like that. I'm never going to act on them. Know that this is not going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
Right.
But I have
But Your Honor, she said she wasn't going to act on it. It wasn't her.
It's on tape. It's on multiple mediums.
Right.
I'm not gonna. I don't actually own a weapon, so it's really hard for me to actually accomplish something like that. Anyway,
Touche.
Right. But back to that. Because of my depression, should I own a weapon?
Maybe not.
I don't know.
I'm a ride with not.
Really? Because I'm not suicidal and not homicidal.
Bless the Lord.
Right.
I don't know. Erring on the side of caution. Like, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist.
Right.
On the side of caution, just regular old Tasha be like, nah, that ain't the way we going.
But that wouldn't be my choice of ending anything.
I don't know how.
It's very violent and messy.
Yeah, thanks.
It is.
Yeah, agreed. Like,
Because I know somebody who did that and they lived.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Not very well.
I would
they
imagine
lived.
not. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So it's way too messy. Not doing that.
Okay.
Well, when you think about things when you're depressed, you think about
it, but you're thinking about it. You're walking through it,
right?
And so I think that's positive because you're kind of going through it like, that's probably not the way I want this to go, because as you mentioned, this is just temporary,
right? It is just temporary.
So I don't want to make a permanent solution. It reminds me of an episode of the Golden Girls where Sophia was with, because I love the Golden Girls, and Sophia was with her friend who was about to commit suicide, and she had done all of these things. She was like, I bought this, large carat ring on credit. It was hilarious. She said, Sophia asked her friend, do you really want to do this? She said, I don't know. She said, but that's the point. If you do this, you can't change your mind tomorrow. She said, let me be here for your life versus, she said, you wanted me to be here for your death, but why don't you allow me to be here for your life? And let it kind of play out the way it's going to play out. But yes, I understand. But I appreciate that you're sharing your story, because a lot of people deal with things maybe undiagnosed, maybe diagnosed, but have some sense of shame. Yeah. Because people will make you feel it. People make me sick. People will make you feel ashamed about things that you don't control. And here it is. You're trying to cope with it and deal with it. I don't know, because, I'm a Black girl, so I don't know what the white community is like, but in the Black community, therapy and all of that is looked at as shameful. And obviously I don't speak for the entire Black community. Right. Let me clarify.
And I don't speak for the entire white community.
Right. But there is and we talk about it on the other shows on the station, that there's this whole stigma piece. We just talked about it last week on Tasha Talks. There's this whole stigma piece to dealing with mental trauma, because mental injury is real. And we're not talking about, I was in a car crash and I have a head injury. Like, things hurt you emotionally. My life coach always reminds people that heartbreak to the brain feels like third-degree burns.
I had not heard it that way.
Right. And so to the brain. Now, of course, you don't feel that physically, but your brain experiences that trauma. Yeah. And now you're dealing with, at church, my pastor calls it, now you're going around bleeding on people because you won't address the issue. If you, juxtapose it to a physical injury, would I ask you to walk around on a broken leg?
Probably not.
No, I would ask you to seek some help,
right,
for whatever's going on. And so it's the same thing. It sounds like a conversation I had with a friend of mine who's probably listening and rolling his eyes. Hello, sir. Same thing. But I appreciate you sharing for that reason. When people know that they're not the only one, then that makes a difference. Yeah, when they know they're not the only one. Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it because that's not something I know.
Yeah, because it's not,
Yeah, it's not something I deal with.
But it's actually something that runs in our family. We had dinner with my cousin who came in from New York. And he was like, does depression really run in our family? I was like, yeah.
Right.
He's like, well, because he has depression and anxiety. And he's been on medication on and off for quite some time.
Sure.
And he's like, what? Why? I'm like, genetics.
Right.
I don't know.
It just is what it is.
It's our side of the family. Yay. Woo. Yeah. But it's not... You can be highly functioning and depressed. You can be highly functioning and a drug addict. I mean, there are people who overcome things because they can't not overcome them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just know it'll change and you'll be fine.
I love it.
Trust me.
Thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Yeah. It's really important, I think.
Yeah.
When we address those kinds of things, then we can address maybe some social ills.
Yeah.
Okay, I said maybe. We can address.
We should.
Right. There you go. There we go, thinking about what could happen, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's, wow. We were talking about that in the context of, when you think about the mind, you think about positivity. And sometimes I'd like what, you saying pretty much that you're walking through it. Some people don't know how to experience the pain. Like some people are like, I don't want to cry. Please cry.
Just let it out.
Please let it out.
Please.
Scream, throw stuff. A friend of mine lost her daughter. And she reached out to me and asked me, I noticed that you posted about losing your brother. How did you cope? And I said, well, for me, my faith carried me through. As Christians, we believe that you accept Christ, acknowledge him, you're going to heaven. Great. Yeah. So for me, I know where my brother is. That does not mean it didn't hurt. Right. That does not mean I didn't throw stuff and scream and be angry at the whole situation. Like, I wasn't mad at God. I was mad at the situation. But God is big and bad enough where you can be mad at him and he will get over it.
Right.
Like, he like, daughter, I know you mad. Like any parent, I know you mad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But it had to go like this for whatever the purpose is. You don't know you may or may not know what that purpose is. So it just kind of helped me understand that you have to walk through it. I've been talking about positivity here lately. Like, we talk a lot about, there are a lot of buzzwords going around when it comes to mental health and, remove toxic people out of your life, remove toxic things. And please do all of that. Remove all of those things and all of those people. I don't care how they're related to you, by the way. Because some of them
got to go.
They got to go expeditiously. You got to go. But you don't want to live in a fairy tale either.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I believe in speaking things into existence. That's what we say in the Christian faith, obviously. But that comes with hard work. That comes with, there are things you have to do. You can't be like, I am rich, and then go and buy a Lexus or walk into the Lexus shop and they laugh you out of there. Like, you, you have to do things behind that. But those positive affirmations are important.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And so that's kind of where I've been like, okay, I tease my parents. I'm like, listen, when I'm rich, and then my mother, she sometimes just to be like, whatever, we'll be dead. Thanks a lot, boo.
I'm rich tomorrow. No.
Hey, what you mean? Please don't die, crazy lady. But I speak that because I'm working toward it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And not to be like rich and floss and flaunting. That's silly.
Right.
But there are things I want to do. I want to do for my family. I want to do for my church. Things I want to see. I want to travel. Those positive affirmations are important. This is how it's going to be. Right. It just is. But I have to do the background work. Again, you can't just be like, abracadabra.
Right.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
And not in anybody's faith that I'm aware of. Like, that's what we're doing today.
Maybe. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I just, you have to be accountable for the things you do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Speaking of accountability, hey, men, if y'all wouldn't walk around smacking reporters on the behind while they're live on the air, we would
Or
appreciate that.
just in general, any woman.
Particularly that. I don't. Okay. So I'm watching. I was late to the story. Sometimes I'm late on the play, and I can't call her name or her location right now. Forgive me, because I was kind of looking at the screen like, so he thought it was appropriate to just smack this woman, 1, 2, to do it in front of people, 3, to do it in front of a national and international audience, because internet, hello. And you just thought that was okay.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, because we're media people, how that would have gone if I had been doing that live shot.
You'd have been fired.
I'd have been fired. I'd have took off after that monkey mofo. Like, you know, and God forbid me and my camera operator are cool. We beating your ass. It's about to go down.
I'd take out a Chinese star and throw it at them. No, I'm just kidding.
I might miss.
Fantasy.
Right.
Fantasy.
I'm not good at throwing. I miss when the garbage is right there.
I'm really good though, because I throw knives.
See, I suck. That's not my talent. But it's just like, sir. And so of course I apologize. I thought I touched her back. Did you? You thought you
Why
smacked
did
her
you
on the
need
back?
to talk her at all or touch her at all?
That right there. Just be quiet, sir, with your half made up lie. Just don't say nothing. Just say I'm sorry if you are. I don't know. I don't know that he's sorry.
He's not, because he doesn't understand that it's not okay.
Right. And so then the other piece was, because I saw the recap on the Young Turks. I love them. And they were, the reporter started off was like, for the record, F this guy. Oh, okay. That's how we start our reports.
Okay.
I need to work there. And
I mean, technically, you could do that here if that's what you wanted to do at your station.
yeah, no.
That's what I thought.
But then it was, he's a Boy Scout leader and father of however many and a leader in his church.
Oh, well, he sucks as a dad because he's teaching his children bad habits.
Exactly. And not the bad habits like the Dr. Dre track. Just bad habits in real life.
Just dumb.
Just don't touch people. I have to tell my students who are very affectionate and love me very much. Like, I'm the teacher who'll give you the side hug. My colleagues won't let them touch them. I understand, because so many things can be misconstrued.
Mm-hmm.
That's, baby, I'll give you the side hug. I'll give you this dap. Hey, how you doing? I'll be standing talking to a colleague and a kid will come lay his or her head on my shoulder. All right, I'll ride with that. You know what I'm saying? But just, could you back up? I was talking.
Tall kids.
Yeah, that's what they do.
8th grade. Dang.
It's the hormones and all the food, but
True.
Absolutely. But it's like, come on. It is imperative that they understand there's a boundary. So I appreciate that you care about me. I care about you too, because none of it is malicious.
Right.
None of it is, let me see if I can get Miss Clapton in trouble. That's stupid. But it's, I know she cares about me. She's hard on me because she cares, and I appreciate it. So, hey, can I give her a hug today? You can get this sad hug, because I don't want any issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was the thing at where we used to work. They didn't want us to hug anyone. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm going to hug people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fire me, whatever.
And I understood where they were coming from.
I do too, but with our clientele, some of them just needed hugs.
Yeah, I get it.
For real.
Yeah, and they expressed it. They those students particularly, because they were adults, so they had a different sets of whatever their personal issues were. They would share so much.
Yeah.
First meeting, you'd be like,
dang.
You know what I'm saying? We paying for Ubers, we getting clothes, but that's what you do in education generally.
Right.
Like that's who you are. But it's like, for real,
Yeah.
it's bananas. So yeah, don't touch people is the moral of the story, and then don't smack a woman on her behind.
Ever.
Unless that's your woman and that's what y'all do. That's very
what she
different.
said.
That's very different.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's very. Listen, if you my man, Hey, bruh, I'm gonna be
We got
salty if
safe
you
words.
don't, right? But like, what's your problem, brother?
Hello.
But that's something that we've discussed.
Right.
That's something that we've talked about. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very touchy-feely. I'm not in a relationship, but I'm very touchy-feely publicly.
Yeah.
Like, I would make my parents blush. They'd be like, we tired of you. Could you get out of here? Why don't y'all go
And
somewhere else?
I'm kind of the opposite.
Okay.
You don't need to know that I'm in the relationship right now with, even when Bala was here for C2E2 last year. I mean, you could tell that we were together, but you couldn't tell, I wasn't, hanging all over him. We didn't hold hands or anything.
See, I need
I'm just
hand-holding
really not into
butt
that.
squeezes. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give them too. At home.
I'm going to do that at home kind
When
of
I was
girl.
married at church.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you can't do that just with your. Let me just move on. Somebody writes a letter. Dear TLC Talk Radio.
On episode 21.
We are 21 today.
I know, we're
Can
legal.
you believe it? I know, right? So butt squeeze is illegal? No, I'm kidding.
No. Butt slapping and squeezing in public, not legal. No.
Only with your partner who said it's okay, because that's important too.
Yeah.
You can't just because this is your man, this is your woman, just be all molesting them.
Right.
Hello, boundaries. Y'all need to talk about what is what personal boundaries appropriate and what are personal boundaries, because dude.
Yeah, no. I'm good. Don't need it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's too much. That is too much. So yeah. That's wow. I'm chuckling at the visual in my head, and I'm trying not to be inappropriate because my parents are listening. Hey, parents.
Hi.
They're like, we're changing. We don't care if she's in charge over there. We're not down with this station anymore. So yeah, boundaries. Understanding that things are temporary when you're dealing with negativity. We've been through a lot of challenges as a family, and I think that's what got us through. Everybody may frame it in a different way, but the gist of all of it is this too shall pass.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that's a great ending spot.
I do too.
Yeah. So from the studios of TLC Talk Radio, this is DT on Our Minds. I'm your girl Tasha.
And I'm that fat girl Tina.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media pages: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course Instagram. And catch us multiple times a day on TLC Talk Radio 24/7 Edutainment. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.